Hello student, this is Pallab Darbari, your host, and you're watching Pallab Darbari classes. This is the chapter 2, Macroeconomics class 12th, Money and Banking. This is the 7th volume of the chapter, Money and Banking. In this video, we will discuss the functions of RBI. Firstly, we should see something about the RBI. In the previous chapter, I have explained the history of RBI and the structure of RBI. If you have not seen the previous video, just go through it so that the concept of the RBI must be clear to you. The central bank is the apex institution of a country's monetary system. It regulates and controls the activities of all the commercial banks and other financial institutions of the country. It plays a pivotal role in the organization and the development of a sound monetary and the financial system in an economy. So the role of the central bank cannot be ignored. In India, RBI is the central bank. In every country we are having the central bank. For example, in America, the central bank is Federation Bank of America. In Pakistan, we are having the Bank of Pakistan. So in every country we are having central bank. Let us see the different functions of the central bank. Following are the major functions of a central bank of a country. Number 1, issue of currency. Listen, the central bank of a country has the exclusive authority to issue the currency. They issue the currency note and coins. The currencies issued by the central bank is known as legal tender money. Why? Because the value of such security is backed by the central bank. The currency issued by the central bank is its monetary liability. When I say monetary liability, it means they are liable to honor it. In other words, the central bank is obliged to back the currency issued by it by the assets of equal value of such gold and the foreign exchange. As I told you, it is a legal tender money. It means it is backed by the same value of the gold, coins and the foreign exchange. Persons are free to exchange the currency with the gold and foreign exchange. So RBI is liable and to do it. The next is, in addition to issuing currency to the general public, the central bank also issue currency to the central government of the country. Whenever the central government is in the need, the RBI print the currencies and give it to the central government. Remember one thing, the central bank issue the currency on the basis of minimum support system. Now let us see the second function of the central bank, that is banker to the commercial banks. The central bank is the apex bank of all the commercial banks and the financial institution in the country. It holds the same relationship as the commercial banks are holding with the customers. It means that the commercial banks gives loan to the customers and the customers deposit money in the bank. The same way, the commercial banks deposit the money in the RBI and the RBI also gives the loan to the commercial banks. So they are having the same relationship as the commercial banks holds with its customers. The central bank accepts deposits from the commercial banks and holds as a reserve for them. The commercial banks are compulsorily required to hold a part of the deposit as reserves with the central bank in accordance with the cash reserve ratio. In addition to the cash reserve ratio requirements, the commercial bank also hold reserves with the central bank for clearing their settlement with other banks and to fulfill their requirements of intra-bank transfers. So here we have seen that the central bank is the bankers to the commercial banks. Now let us see the next function, that is supervisors for the commercial bank. Central bank also perform the task of monitoring the functions of the commercial banks in the country, checking the activities of the commercial banks in the country, supervising the activities of the commercial bank in the country. In other words, it controls and organizes the working of the commercial banks. The supervision by the commercial bank can be regarded the following matters. They supervise in the particular way. How they supervise? Let us see. First, licensing of the commercial banks and the other financial institutions. By provide licensing to the commercial banks and other financial institutions, they supervise and monitor the activities of the commercial banks and the financial institutions. If they find that the commercial banks and the financial institutions are not doing their well as intimated to them, they may cancel their license as well. Second is expansion of commercial banks in terms of branches. If any of the commercial banks want to open any of the branch, firstly they procure the permission from the RBI or the central bank, and if the RBI gives the permission, then and only then they can open up the new branch. Next, at the time of merger, at the time of amalgamation, firstly they seek the permission from the RBI. When the RBI gives the permission, then and only then the merger or the amalgamation is possible. The next is liquidation of the bank. At the time of the shutdown of the bank or at the time of liquidation of the bank, the prior permission of the RBI is mandatory. In this way, they supervise and control the commercial banks. This particular function is very important. The next is custodian of foreign exchange. What it means, let us see. The central bank is the sole custodian of a country's foreign exchange and stock of gold. As I told you, according to the minimum support system, every commercial bank, every RBI or central bank has to maintain a minimum balance of 200 crore that they keep in the form of 115 crore gold and 85 crore foreign exchange. This is the minimum balance which they have to hold all the time. Or if they want to increase the balance, then they should increase it in this same ratio, that is 115 crore gold and 85 crore foreign exchange. So in this way they are supposed to maintain the foreign exchange and the gold reserve. The next is all the transactions in the foreign exchange are routed through the central bank. It means all the foreign exchange transactions are through the central bank because they are the custodian of the foreign exchange. So if any of the commercial banks want to take the foreign exchange, firstly they take it from the RBI and then they can give it to the customers. And any earnings from the foreign exchange are to be deposited with the central bank within the stipulated time period. By having the custody of foreign exchange reserve, the central bank maintains exchange rate stability and promotes the international trade. That is mandatory. Why? Because through this, the RBI maintains the balance of payment. And balance of payment is very important for the development of every country. So through the custodian of the by performing this function, they maintain the balance of payment. The next function is lenders of last resort. Let us see what it means. As the lenders of the last resort, the central bank is under the obligation to provide funds against securities to the commercial banks as and when needed by them. Remember one thing, the central bank gives the money or gives the loan to the commercial banks against the securities, and we know that, and we have seen in fact investment function of the commercial banks. The commercial banks invest the money on government securities and other securities. So whatever the security the commercial banks are holding, against that security RBI gives loan to the commercial banks whenever they are in the need. When the commercial bank faces financial crisis and fail to obtain funds from other sources, then the central bank plays the very important role of lenders of last resort and provides them with the financial assistance in the form of credit. Easily give them loan against the value of securities. And this function, that is the lenders of the last resort, protects the commercial banks from being bankrupt. Let us see the next function of the central bank, that is controller of credit. The central bank controls the supply of money and credit in the economy through various policy instruments. When I say control the supply of money and credit, it means through the various policies. The bank or RBI check the problems of inflation and deflation in the country, and the policies through which the RBI controls the problems of inflation and deflation is the qualitative and the quantitative policies or instruments. By controlling the supply of money and credit, the central bank controls various economic variables such as prices, interest rate in the economy. So controller of the credit is clear. It means that through the policies, the RBI controls the supply of money, and the instrument of the policy are qualitative and the quantitative instruments. The next is clearing house function. Central bank acts as a clearing house for the commercial banks. What it means? It means a clearing house. As a clearing house, it settles interbank claims and reduces the need for cash reserves by the commercial banks. I mean, as I told you, all the commercial banks keep the money in the RBI so that at the time of interbank claims, the thing will be settled. The next is collection of statistical data. Central banks collect various statistical information related to banking, currency and foreign exchange. Thereby, it helps in the development of suitable monetary and the fiscal policy. So the policy through which the RBI controls the credit is the monetary policy, and the instrument which comes under the monetary policy is qualitative and the quantitative instruments. In the next video, we will discuss the monetary policy. That's all I have in this video. Thanks for watching. God bless you all. Dear subscribers, if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe the channel and don't forget to press the bell icon so that whenever I upload the new video, you get the notification.